Hi, welcome to Monstera Table. Today we're going to do a collective reading, but what we're going to do is we're going to have a read through, I'm thinking 2 or 3 messages. So you can find the timestamps below in the comment section. And you can always check to see whether this is your message for your situation, for the person on your mind, or the person that you're currently dealing with. So let's start with Black Mystic Rose to get some clues as to whether this is your message. So let's see. The situation number 1. Okay. Spirit, give me clues as to what is this first situation that we're reading for. So let's have a look. Again, if this is not your message, then try the second or the third one, okay? As that might resonate for you more. All right, so we've got tether and a coffee date, but we're going to get one more, or 2, 3. Okay, let's do 5. That way we get a proper idea. Okay, so for the message number 1, with the tether, I'm getting that you might be either having dreams about this person, or you feel telepathically connected. You either have met recently, maybe you went for a coffee, or just met up for like a date, or you're currently planning a date. So there might have been a talk about you meeting up, doing something together. Another message I'm getting is you might either know about this person, or you might have a kind of a thought of them potentially seeing other people. So that could be another thing. And you have either received recently, or you will be receiving a message or a phone call from this person soon. So if it's someone that you've recently just spoke to over the phone, there might have been some unblocking. So either you've unblocked this person, or they might have unblocked you. So if you haven't heard from them yet, you will be hearing from them soon. With the anchor, there's some kind of heaviness with it. So if there was any issues or any kind of arguments in the past, then that could be something that this person might be coming forward to let you know they're getting better, whatever might have been causing this issue for this person. Or it might be someone that is currently being held, kind of affected by something. So this could be either depression or some kind of heavy situation that they are dealing with. So if you know that this is the case, then that might be your message, okay? And then we've got magnifying glass. So with that, you might be receiving some kind of validation. So maybe if this person has gone quiet on you and you didn't know what's happened, you might have had a feeling that something's happened. Maybe they mentioned something before, but weren't really forthcoming with the details. So they just kind of maybe just said, you know, I'm dealing with something, or a similar kind of phrase like that. And with the phone call or the message, what I'm getting is that you might be hearing from them soon if you haven't already, and they would be explaining basically what's happened. Okay. So I think this is what happened. You were talking about possibly meeting up for a date, and then they have gone quiet. So they will be coming out, or are coming out with a message or a phone call to let you know what was the reason why they ghosted you. So it wasn't something like they just forgot about you, they didn't want to meet you. It's just something has happened in their life that took all their it took all of their focus. So they had to deal with this before they could come back to you. Or it might have been something like potentially grieving, or some kind of situation that was too heavy and they didn't want to put you in, you know, they didn't want to put that on you. So maybe that's why they've just gone quiet, as they needed to process that. Okay. So if that is your message, then let's have a look at the tarot. Okay. Spirit, tell me, how does this person feel about my viewers, please? How does this person feel about my viewers currently? How does this person feel about my viewers, please? So we've got Queen of Swords reverse and the Tower. And the King of Cups reversed. And we've got Two of Wands. And the Ten of Cups reversed. Yeah, so somebody might have kept their boundaries up. You might have felt like they had their walls up. Maybe they weren't very open with you. I feel like the way they feel about you is, and this is not really them, this is not this person, this is how they think that you're viewing them. They think that you're bitter because they might have gone quiet. If you've blocked them as well, that would have been the reason why they just think that you're just going to be cold, detached, almost to the point of like a mean person, because them ghosting you maybe hurt you so much, so that this is how they're viewing you. So this is how they feel that you see them right now. Again, something happened, something sudden. We're going to clarify what that is, but something's caused this sudden change. Something crumbled in their life, and it's caused like an emotional overwhelm for them. So they're suppressing their feelings. This is why they've gone quiet on you. This is why this person isn't talking or wasn't talking before, because they wanted to keep it to themselves. They were trying to deal with that emotion. And now this person is thinking about what the potential going forward could be. So they're thinking about, how they maybe should have dealt with it in a better way, that they should have told you, or they're planning right now that they want to talk to you. And apologies, some technical issues. So what I was saying was, this person is now looking at how they could have dealt with this situation differently, how they should have told you. And now they're kind of thinking about how to go forward from this. With the Ten of Cups reversed, what I'm getting is that person might not feel necessarily ready to start anything. Like right now, they're just not ready for any relationship or anything like that. Or they might be thinking that they messed up their chances of having anything. Because I think this person really liked you with the King of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Although they come in reverse, what I see is that they just, because they got so overwhelmed with the Tower, they closed off when they should have let you know. And because of that, now they think that they screwed up and messed up their chances. Especially because they see you as the Queen of Swords reverse, which is very kind of ice cold, just not really caring. There's that bitterness from being hurt, and like you're not going to give them the time of day. And if they try to come forward, or maybe that's already happened, that you just told them off without really wanting to hear them out to see what's happened. But let's see. Let's clarify to see what actually happened. So why is the Queen of Swords reversed? Yeah, I think this person was just really guarded, and instead of letting you in and tell you what actually happened, that maybe you could have supported them and be there for them, they just completely closed off and kept you at an arm's length. Yeah, with the Knight of Cups, it's because they didn't take the action, they didn't come towards you even though they wanted to. That's when you closed off to them. What is the Tower? What happens, Spirit? What is the Tower, please? I think this person, whatever this was, so this could have been some kind of family loss with the Ten of Pentacles reversed. It could have been maybe a loss in the family of a family member, or someone really close to them who felt like a family. It could have been a parent, grandparent, maybe a child. What I'm getting as well is if the person had maybe like a pet that was very near and dear to their heart, that maybe even that could have been maybe someone that they've lost, that they just took it too hard. And what I get is this person was so hit by this, they didn't want you to see them in that way. Maybe they felt like, it would make them look weak, and they didn't really want to show up like that. But what I'm getting mainly, they just didn't know how to deal with these emotions. What's the King of Cups reversed, please? If it wasn't a family loss in terms of any person, it could have been something, it was something to do with the family, some kind of major thing that could have, that just affected the entire family, okay? You name it, anything, you would know what the situation is. What's the King of Cups reversed, please, Spirit? You tell us. Yeah, they just felt under too much stress. It was just a very heavy burden, and it was too hard for them to deal with. But again, I just feel this person also didn't want to put it on you and make you feel heavy. They didn't want to cause any, like, a negativity, although it wouldn't be negativity for you, right? But it was just more kind of like this person felt like, if I don't have anything nice to say, my day's been ruined, but why would I also ruin this person's life that I care about? It was just too much. They didn't know how to deal with all that. What's the Two of Wands, please? With the Eight of Swords, I think, because it came out in reverse and it just turned around upright, I feel like this person is kind of planning how to get back. And I think that they even thought, I would contact this person, you, and tell them what's happened, apologize, explain to them that there's just been something, but I didn't know how to tell you. And if they did, and then you didn't want to listen to them, that this is where they're now feeling stuck because they don't know what else to do. And if you haven't heard from them yet, it could be that they want to talk to you, they want to explain what happened, they just don't really know how to tell you the truth, or how to say those words. Because I feel like this person knows that even though you would understand the situation that's happened, they feel like you might look at it as, you still could have told me. At least something happened. I can't talk to you right now. I'll need some time. That could have been the case, but I feel like this person just isn't exactly sure how to come out of this. Let's see, what's the Ten of Cups reversed? The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, and the Knight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So yeah, this person really does care about you, and they've seen you as someone that they could really have something real. Like, they've seen you as their happiness. They wanted a relationship, or if you already are in a relationship, they really wanted that. But they know that by not speaking to you and closing off to you, they ultimately pushed you away, and they want to turn things around. They want to fix this. I feel like they want to, or they might come in as it will be an impulsive message that you might get, some kind of impulsive action that they will take just to try even see how you will react, see if the door is open. Tell me, Spirit, how does my viewer feel about this person right now? How do you feel about them? Yeah, you feel like there's not really much that can be done, or at least you feel like you have nothing much to say, or you don't feel like you will take any action towards them. You're just going to wait and see what happens. Give me another one, please. You're just going to sit and wait to see what they do, if they do. But I feel like you do want to You do want to meet up with them. Whatever the meeting that you were planning, you do want to see this person. I think you want to have an honest conversation, and at first you might come across very kind of detached, not very emotional. But I see that if they come forward, that you will hear them out. Trying to be fair, but I think it's more, you want to see what they have to say, but being logical about it rather than emotional. You don't want to show any emotion. But I feel like that you're kind of thinking about it, that it will depend on what this person says and what their next actions will be, that will either show you that they know that they messed up and they will work towards fixing things. But if they don't really work for it, or they don't really show in the right way, in a correct way, you're kind of also considering of cutting it off completely. But I think at the moment you're kind of unsure, that you don't have all the answers, and because of that you can't really make a decision just yet. Okay, let's see, what are their next actions towards you? What actions is this person going to take, please, Spirit? What actions is this person going to take next towards my viewers, please? Spirit, what actions is this person going to take towards my viewers next? They want to move towards more kind of calm and stable. They want to go back to how things were. So right now, if it feels like there's a lot of tension, maybe conflict, if they already did reach out and maybe it turned out as a bit of an argument, they want to get into a better place, because they see you as someone that they really want, but they want to heal this situation, and they are hopeful, or at least they're trying to have hope. Yeah, they want to speak to you and tell you the truth and be honest with the pain of what's happened, explain how this has affected them, and even though they know that they should have dealt with it in a better way, they're hoping that you'll hear them out and be fair and not really cuss them out in a way, but they understand that you have a reason, and you're in your right to be angry, but they're hoping that you will put that anger aside to understand things from their perspective and give them a chance. Because this person right now is really imbalanced. They might have even used some either substances, or maybe drank a lot through whatever has happened. Maybe just using these things as a coping mechanism. And that might have been another reason why they didn't really want to speak to you, because they didn't want you to see them in that way, because it's not really what this person is normally like. But again, they didn't really know how else to deal with that emotion, so they kind of resorted to, it could have been smoking, drinking, anything like that, potentially some kind of drugs, but it might not even be that. It could just be whatever other coping mechanism could be, maybe they just sat at home watching TV all day, not speaking to anybody, just isolating themselves. So any of those things, that just wasn't something that this person would normally do, at least not in that kind of excessive way. Because I think this person was just too scared to be vulnerable. So they just closed off. But what I get is that they do want to open up now and maybe share some of these things. And they want to get things into balance. So what's with the actions? Yeah, so they will, I mean, as much as they want to come in impulsively, I think this person is kind of thinking about it because they don't want to mess up any more than they already have. So they might come in impulsively with a message just to kind of feel out, how you would accept them or how you react to their message. But then they would be thinking about a lot of how to approach it in the right way. I think they want to start over, but more kind of in a slow, kind of getting to know each other way. So if it's someone newer, because I feel like this is someone newer that maybe it wasn't fully a relationship, or if it was just in the beginning stages, because they still see you as someone they really want something long-term with, but and it's someone that does not want to leave it behind. They really don't. But I feel like this situation has kind of showed that there's a lot that maybe you didn't know about, maybe stuff that they didn't share with you before, like personal things, and now they want to kind of open up slowly and kind of explain to you what has been going on in their life, and basically all of this as to why things happened the way they did. They're very cautious about how they approach you, but they do want to approach you. They want to have a new beginning. They're just kind of doubtful at this point that as much as they're trying to have hope, I feel like this person is just, they doubt that you will be really open to them because they messed up so much. But you are their happiness with the 9 of Cups. Like that's what they want. And what I get is that when they were so closed off and hiding and isolating themselves from you, they realized that they missed you, and all that they wanted was actually to share all this with you, if only they knew how to express themselves and how they feel and what's going on, and without the fear. And I think this is what this person wants. They do want to have that happiness with you, but they just want to kind of slowly basically start over and be more honest this time around about who they are, how they deal with things, so that they can get in the place where they feel more comfortable opening up to you. Because maybe you have been open more, but they weren't very forthcoming, and they want to fix that. They want to feel more comfortable so that in the future, if anything happened like that again, so they wouldn't shut you out the same way, because they know that if they did that again, that they would lose you. So this person just needed some time, and they're getting ready to come out of this isolation, of that resting period, and they do want to fix things and work on this connection. Let's see, what is the most likely outcome, Spirit? What is the most likely outcome, please? Yeah, 5 of Cups reversed. It looks like once you get over that kind of initial disappointment, if you can work through this and find the acceptance for each other and compassion, that this can, again, 10 of Cups, this can really go somewhere. Because I see that this person has regrets, and right underneath is 2 of Cups and 6 of Wands. You can't make this up. So if you hear them out and you have compassion for how they, how not everybody deals with emotion the same way, if you talk about it and listen and try to see things from each other's perspective, I feel like this could really go somewhere, and this would be really strong connection that would be really successful. So that's what I've got. I hope this reading has helped. I would really appreciate it if you like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss any future videos. Please let me know in the comments how this resonates for your situation, as I would love to hear that. And if that's us, then I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, so this is your message number 2. So if this is the message that resonates for you, then let's have a look at your situation. Okay, so Spirit, what is the message number 2 for my viewers, please? Can you give me some clues as to what is the situation that my viewers are currently dealing with, please? So we've got Anchor, We've got revenge. We've got party. Dismiss. We've got jealousy and shattered. Okay, so what I'm getting here is something has happened where there might have been some kind of conflict. And I feel like this is affecting you heavily. And there might be some kind of pettiness. Now, I don't know if this is you or this person that might have acted petty or retaliated, or you feel like they're punishing you, or maybe you're the one punishing them for whatever happened. But whoever this person is that's doing the punishing is maybe not speaking to you right now. Or again, take it, flip it if this fits. But whoever this person is, their punishment is not speaking to their person, going out partying, just having fun with their friends, and just kind of ignoring the person, trying to make them jealous, really. And if this is you doing that, then just know that it's destroying this person. They feel crushed and they're really sad about this. Whoever the person is that the other person is doing this to, I feel like it's heartbreaking for them. But let's see what the tarot says. Spirit, can you please tell me, how does this person feel about my viewer, please? So let's see for you, how does this person feel about you right now? How does this person feel about you, my viewer, right now, please, Spirit? Feels a bit toxic, to be honest, but I mean, they love you. So whatever happened was that the person feels the need to ignore the other person and feels like they want to kind of get back at them. I mean, it's working, but I mean, they feel really strong connection towards you, but I feel like at this moment, this person feels like maybe you've lost feelings for them, or there's just no way to fix this, to have a new beginning. I think they feel like it's maybe one-sided. Spirit, how is this person feeling about my viewers right now, please? How does this person feel about my viewers right now? Yeah, this person is feeling rejected by you, which makes me think that you're the one doing the partying and just spending time with your friends. You might not be partying, but I feel like you're just ignoring this person. If they ask you out, you just say, I'm too busy, and you just focus on your friends and other people. So this is what makes the person think that you're just not interested, or you've lost feelings, or you just don't have any. And they're losing hope for this situation. Give me a couple more, please. I feel like because they feel like you've lost interest, this person is trying to move on from that. And like I said, it broke their heart. And even though they're trying to, do their own thing and trying not to think about it, they're still carrying that pain with them, because they did want to have that, happy relationship. Can you give me one more, please? Yeah, I think this person is kind of patient and trying to stay balanced and trying not to let this affect them too much. But ultimately, they are trying to move forward from that. It's just, even if they are, they're carrying you with them. It's not like they can just forget about it and leave it in the past. Like the baggage of this, the feelings are still there, and it just makes it hurt that much more. They're just telling themselves that there's no hope, so I have no other choice than to try and move on from this. Let's see, how do you feel about them, Spirit? How does my viewer feel about this person? How do you feel about them? You're very guarded. I feel like there was, again, whatever has happened, it might have to do with maybe some past trauma, some trust issues that you may have that maybe triggered something within you that maybe the person wasn't even meaning. They didn't even maybe mean to do that, but because you already had your guard up so high that you were kind of on high alert, and something triggered you in a way. Let's see, give me another card. How does my viewer feel about this person? Again, you're just focusing on your friends and the people in your circle. And with the Page of Pentacles reversed, I feel like you're not really trying to start it again. Or you don't feel like you can after whatever happened. You're just, I feel like you're just out there getting compliments maybe from other people, just trying to get your confidence. At least you exude confidence, and I feel like that's kind of making you feel better about the situation. It's the kind of, either you're going through a glow up, which is, in a way, a type of revenge, right? Like a revenge glow up. I wonder, did this person maybe do something that either dealing with a third party situation, or at least you thought that's what happened? Let's see. What's happened, Spirit? What's caused this whole situation? What has caused this whole situation? Seven of Swords reversed. I feel like you caught them doing something sneaky or being sneaky, or they might have confessed something, thinking that if they're honest about it, that you would forgive them, but you didn't. Give me one more. What's caused this situation? The Tower. And clarify the Tower, please. Four of Cups reversed. Whatever this was, it's that person, you gave them a chance, and whatever they did, it was so major that you just couldn't tolerate it, and they missed an opportunity with you. It's not really telling me what this was. Was someone being too cold and not really show you much emotion? Or is that, let me see. What's the King of Swords, please? I feel like that's you just trying to make a mind over heart decision. Maybe somebody was just a bit too flirty and could have been kind of in and out, maybe didn't really act very committal. They could have maybe, but I don't feel like they really meant to do that. What did this person do? Spirit, can you give me more detail, please? I feel like they were keeping secrets, and then you caught them out. With the Queen of Pentacles reversed, I feel like you either felt neglected, or there was a certain level of where they just didn't focus on you the way they should have, and being loyal. And even if they necessarily didn't actually see someone, they could have been entertaining other people, even if it was through like messages, maybe just talking to other people in a way that you just didn't feel was okay. And if they were hiding it, then you found out, and that was it for you. And you know that you deserve more, that you felt like they made you feel like an option, and you don't want to be that because you know you're the prize. That's what I get. But let's see, what are these person's next actions towards you? Spirit, what are these person's next actions towards my viewer, please? I'm going to get to the bottom of this, okay? I'm invested now. So, Spirit, what are these person's next actions towards my viewer? Three of Wands. I feel like this person is waiting to see what you're going to do. Or they're kind of trying to figure out a way to see you. There is a bit of that impulsive kind of thought where they're thinking about sending you a message. But at the same time, this person feels like this relationship is over. With the Six of Wands reversed, they feel like that it's done, and they're not entirely sure if there would be any point in that. So I think they're just kind of waiting to see if maybe you will reach out to them once you're done, punishing them, and see if you eventually, if you would take them back. Let's see, what's the Three of Wands, please? What's the Three of Wands, please? Knight of Wands reversed. Yeah. They're kind of fighting the urge to do something impulsive and come towards you, either send you a message or maybe show up at your door, but they're thinking you kind of made it clear that you're not really interested in continuing this. You might have even told them that you're done, or whatever happened, they just feel like they're better off just waiting and seeing what's going to happen next. Especially if you're not talking, but they are watching you, and I think you know that. And this is why all the times that you're having fun, you might be posting stories, pictures, and you know that they're going to see that, and that's kind of why you're doing that as well. What's the Page of Wands? I've got the Tower again, King of Wands reversed, Seven of Wands. I mean, I think that this person might have even tried and sent you a message or made some kind of a, gesture towards you, but I think what they got back was just they decided their best, or whatever happened last time you spoke, you interacted. I think to them it was such a major thing, something that let them know, should I say, that they're best to just not take any action and just either kind of wait, but also try and move on, because they just don't think that you're interested anymore. They're just giving up on this a little bit. Again, because they're losing hope. What's the Page of Cups, please? The Empress and the Four of Swords and Nine of Cups. They do see you as beautiful, attractive, very nurturing and caring. And they spend some time, and I think this is what this person might want to tell you even, and they would tell you if you gave them the chance, but they might not be the first one to come forward. But if you did reach out to them, I feel like they would tell you, I've had time to think about it, and I understand what I've done wrong. And I really messed up, and I missed out on an opportunity to have something real with I hear goddess, like they see you as a goddess. If you're a female, if you're a male, then, I mean, I don't think a woman would really say to a man that they see you as a god, but they see you as someone real, really amazing. But yeah, this is more for women. If you're a woman listening, that they see you as a goddess, and they're trying to forget about you, but they just can't. They can't sleep. They think about you. They dream about you at night. They're just stressed, anxious, and there's a lot of regrets and guilt about this. What's the Two of Cups reversed? Five of Pentacles. Yeah, they do feel really, abandoned. Like there's no communication. They feel like you just cut them off, which, if they did something sneaky, then you would be right to do so. I feel like they also, and that's what I'm saying, they are waiting. They feel like they have to wait for you to come towards them first. If you if you show that you are willing to actually speak to them, they wouldn't be the first ones to reach out. But if you do reach out to them, they know what they want to tell you. But I just feel like they don't want to be chasing you or bother you, really, is what I'm getting. But if you kind of extend an olive branch, or, you know, give them a chance, that they would tell you how much they messed up and that they see the error of their ways, and they do really see you as someone special, that they just shouldn't have done that. And I think that this whole situation is what caused them to realize that this is who you are to them. That all the other people that they were talking to, that they should have just let it go. Because they neglected you and they kind of didn't treat you right the way they should have. What is the most likely outcome of this situation, Spirit? What is the most likely outcome? Got 5 of Wands and 6 of Wands reversed. I think that there's just too much, either too many arguments or too many challenges, or it feels like there's just a lot of competition. And I think that I feel like this is how you feel, that because they made you feel like you're competing for them or for their attention, you just don't see that this could be successful. Yeah, I think you're just seeing them because they showed as kind of disloyal. You can't trust them anymore, and without trust, you just can't move forward from this. You don't see a way of how to overcome these obstacles, because now the trust has been lost and there's just no way to rebuild this. So to you, this is just over. A failed attempt. But that's what I got for you. I hope this helps. Like I said, if you at least wanted to know how they feel and how, you know, if they are jealous and if they are sad, then here's your answer. They're heartbroken. And as much as they're trying to move on, I don't know if they'll ever move on. It might take a lot of time, and they are hoping to hear from you. But again, if you don't see any potential anymore because they messed up, then you just do you, glow up, and you know, focus on yourself. But I hope that this has helped you. Please like, share, and subscribe if this resonated. I would love to hear your messages in the comments of how this resonated for you. So I would be curious to hear what's actually happened. But if you subscribe, this way you won't miss any future videos from me. Until then, see you next time. Bye. Hi, so this is the message number 3. So if neither of those previous messages have resonated for you, hopefully this would be a message for you. So let's get some clues to see if this is for you. Okay. Spirit, can you please give me some clues as to what are my viewers currently dealing with? What is their current situation with the person on their mind, please? So let's see. Give me some clues for the message number 3. Please, Spirit. So we've got toxic. That's a great start. And we've got fired up, call, and love. Can we get one more, please? Finality. So for the message number 3, I'm getting that something in your situation was really unhealthy. There might have been some kind of delusion, some kind of illusions going on, or somebody has behaved in a really nasty way. With the fired up, what I'm getting is someone might have, there might have been an argument maybe, and this person has showed a side of them that maybe you haven't seen before, like anger issues is what I'm getting. Something that this person was overwhelmed with emotion, but like not in a good way. And you might have heard from them, or this might be predicting that you will be hearing from this person. And I feel like you felt like this was a true love, and that you do have, in a way, some kind of unconditional love for this person, or, you know, they have love for you as well. But I feel like you, at the same time, the way this person is behaving is just not really healthy, and you're seeing the truth of it, that no matter how much you care about this person and how much compassion you may have for them, you just can't continue a relationship with this person. So this might have led to breakup. So what I feel like is that this is someone who might be having these kind of either anger issues or some kind of behavioral issues that are affecting this connection to the point that you thought, I have to leave it behind because it's not good for me, it's not good for my health, my mental health, because it affects me as well. Because I feel like someone's either getting like a burst of rage or just real anger issues where, you know, they can be sweet and loving and caring, but the moment something goes wrong to the point that it triggers them to act like this, they can turn into a whole different person, and they could even be abusive. I hope not, but I feel like they just were things where, you know, they've done it in that rage, like where they just see black or red. They see red and they just are not even fully aware of what they're doing in that moment. Because I feel like there might have been some kind of physical situation, and that's what made you think, right, I can't put myself in that situation. Like, you're recognizing the toxicity of that, and that this person needs to seek help. Otherwise, as much as you care, you just can't put yourself in that situation and be there for them. So, because what I hear is love from afar. So I feel like you're loving them from afar, that you have unconditional love, but sometimes you just have no other choice than to love that person from afar. But let's have a look to see, how does this person currently feel about you? Spirit, how does this person feel about my viewers right now, please? How does this person currently feel about my viewers, please, Spirit? How does this person feel about my viewers right now, please? So we've got the Knight of Pentacles reversed and Seven of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, they feel like they just don't know what to do. There's just a lot of stagnant energy. I feel like there's a part of this person, and I feel like it's coming from that angry side of them, where they just feel like this was a waste of time. But I feel like it's coming from the place of pain. Because with the Four of Swords reversed, they're just overwhelmed, and I feel like this person is isolating themselves. Maybe even trying to forget about you. I feel like they might be blaming you or putting the blame on other things, but I feel like that they just refuse to take accountability for their actions and, you know, take accountability and responsibility for their own healing. That's what I get. Like, this person is really insecure. I think that you walking away has hurt them so much that especially if it is like anger issues, this is someone who doesn't know how to deal with their feelings in a healthy way, how to process them, how to regulate their nervous system and their feelings. And if they are in that kind of blaming game where they think it's everyone else, it's not me, then right now I just feel like they don't really. I think that it gets to the point where the anger comes first and then the sadness comes later. But they do still have feelings for you, see? I think once that initial rage and the anger of you walking away, you know, kind of subsides, then this is where the sadness will come in. But they've lost hope in this. I think because this is something that this person has been dealing with for a long time, and they just get to the point that they feel like, you know, you might have been like another person that's walked away from me. But again, there's not very much accountability to look at themselves. Like, there's self-reflection needed, and they're not really doing that. They're just pointing fingers. Let's see, how do you feel about this person? Spirit, how does my viewer feel about this person? think you're releasing this, that I think you held on and you tried to see if there's something that you could do, or maybe have them see that this isn't healthy and that they need to actually address this. But you realized you thought about it for a long time, and then you came to the conclusion that it made you feel a bit trapped, especially if this was someone who would get physical in these bursts of anger, in the rage. And you realize that the best thing for me to do is to walk away from this. Even though I love this person, I need to walk away and cut all communication, even. Give me one more, please. Yeah, you just felt like this was toxic. I mean, when the devil comes out, it's and then on the bottom of the deck is the King of Cups reversed, which is exactly someone who represses their emotions, but to the point that eventually it all comes out and they blow out. And when they blow up, and when they do, it comes in such an unhealthy, toxic way that can be even dangerous if they take it out on you, especially if you're the one closest to them. And it might not even be something that you've done, but it would just be because you happen to be there, because this person just isn't aware of these things. I feel like you're taking it as a lesson. Or so if this is maybe some kind of history that you may have, whether with this person or maybe you've dealt with people like that before, you're realizing, and this is where the lesson for you in this is to recognize this early and to know when it's time to walk away, that you can't fix someone if they don't want to be fixed. You can't help someone if they're refusing to see the problems and if they don't want to address it. But what I feel like with the Hierophant here as well is you might have even told them that this person may need counseling and seek professional help. But I think you told them that unless they address this, then you can't be with them. And I think this is why this person is angry, because they're not really seeing this. So instead of going to take that action to actually go and address this problem so that they can show you that they actually want to be with you, that initial anger of that, right? They're feeling defensive, and that's why they're angry, and they feel like this was just a waste of time. They're trying to forget about you, but it's not going really well. So right now it's just a lot of blame being misplaced onto everyone else, but they're just refusing to look at themselves. But let's see, what are these person's next actions towards you? Spirit, what are these person's next actions towards my viewer, please? What are these person's next actions towards my viewers, please? Let's see if they've changed or if they're willing to make a change. King of Wands, Two of Cups reversed, Eight of Cups reversed. I mean, we're going to have to clarify, because the King of Wands is very, I mean, this is someone action-oriented, right? This is someone who they might think about it in a spur. There might be like a burst of, moments where they are considering they should do it. But I feel like because the relationship is over, what they're thinking is like, what's the point? I feel like they're still holding on to something. I feel like there's certain either coping mechanisms or something that they do. It could be drinking for them, where they're just drowning themselves in drinking. So what I feel like is this person, it actually could be that if they drink a lot, this is when maybe those anger issues and this kind of behavior comes out. So if this has to do with alcohol, the reason they're not really doing anything is because you walked away. So then there's nothing now to stop them from drinking even more. So right now they're in the kind of period where they're just drowning themselves in alcohol even more. So then, this is where the rage comes out, and this is why they just blame you. You left, you left them You didn't want to deal with them. It's your fault. I'm like this now because my viewer, they left me. And with the Five of Wands reversed, I feel like there's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of avoidance of the conflict. They're just refusing to really look at it. I feel like there's just for you, it's just chapter that you're closing, because unless they do something, then there's nothing really much that you can do. Yeah, there's healing that they need to do. They need to take the time and take the action to to get themselves in a better state. It might be, again, I don't know if it's drinking or whatever it is. This person might need some rehab maybe, or some kind of professional help in this case, whether it's just counseling, some therapy, or, checking themselves into an institution or a place that might help them, depending on how serious it is. But they definitely do need to heal from this, whatever this is, because I feel like it's an underlying issue. Is whatever is causing this, there's some kind of past trauma or something that's triggered them to do this. And in order for them to stop this behavior, they need to address the issue that's caused this, whatever is driving them to deal with this, whatever has made them choose this as the coping mechanism. But right now, I don't really see them doing much. So what's the King of Wands, please? Nine of Cups. I mean, there are the moments where this person is thinking about it, that if they do take the action, that they would be happier, they would feel more balanced, even for themselves. But then they're thinking, you already left, so what's the point? And then this is where then they go back to drinking. So there's a very much an emotional imbalance, and that's what I was saying. They don't know how to deal with their emotions, how to regulate them. What's the Two of Cups reversed, please? Yeah, like I said, with the Chariot reversed, right, there's the two, well, we've got a bike here, but normally there's either horses or Sphinx, and it's like being pulled in two different directions. This person on one hand is thinking, maybe I really do need help, but on the other, well, but this person's already left me, so what's the point? They just see that as a waste of time, because but then again, if you had stayed, then they would just keep on doing the same thing, right? Because a person can only get pushed to do something until they realize that you're not just threatening them, that you actually mean it, that you're done dealing with this. And that's the hard part. What's the Eight of Cups reversed, please? This is a really sad situation, because I feel like your unconditional love was that you stuck around for so long, knowing that you probably know what's happened in this person's past that's caused this, which is why you had that compassion. But then you ultimately got to the point where you realized, regardless of that, I can see his pain or their pain, but I can't help them. And me staying around just makes things worse for me. So if they're choosing to continue to do this, I have to walk away. Yeah, this person they're lacking confidence. There's a lot of, I think they just don't feel like they're in control of this situation. I keep seeing the World on the bottom of the deck, because this was already here once. I feel like this is just a chapter that you might have to close and move on. As hard as it is, as I heard earlier, love the person from afar. Yeah, they're refusing to look at the situation, and they're just avoiding it, because it keeps going to the Five of Pentacles, where you already left them. So what's the point? And they just sticking to what's familiar and comfortable for them, which is whatever it is that they're doing. What's the Four of Swords, please? Ace of Pentacles reversed. Yeah. Five of Swords as well. So, I mean, this is just, for now, it's not for any specific period, okay? So, energies might change. They maybe, especially if this is fresh, they might just need to sit with it for a while longer. But right now, I don't see any new beginning. I don't see them making that choice to actually take the steps towards having that new beginning where they would be more stable. They're just choosing to, with it being reversed, they're just continuing to be unstable and imbalanced. And the Five of Swords is kind of taking the loss. They're just accepting it as it is and just continuing to do the same. So what's the final outcome, please? King of Pentacles reversed. Mm-hmm. Three of Wands, Page of Swords, Death. So what I feel like is that it might ultimately come to the point where they will be destroying themselves so long until it affects a lot more areas of their life, if it hasn't already. Okay. And that might be the point where they might choose to finally maybe start looking at their options and see that this is something. So what I feel like is it might take some time, and eventually, now this could be days, weeks, months, years even, where one day they might contact you and let you know that you were right, that they're ready to change. And I think they will let you know either as they're about to go through this transformation, through this healing period, or once they've come out of it. Okay. But it's really, again, I don't know how long that will be, but the best thing for you is to kind of move on from that for now. Focus on yourself. Spirit, can you give me advice for the Queen of Cups? Don't let this affect you and stay open, because whether this person heals and you get together, again, this is just for now, but even if not, if ultimately meeting you and the whole situation with you sooner or later kicks them to finally take charge of their life and healing this, then amazing. Even if you might meet someone else. So you stay open, keep your heart open, remain nurturing, but love them from afar. Any other advice for my viewers? If this is their situation, please, Spirit. Yeah, there might be some kind of a, like I said, if you remain open to things, and whether this is you just focus on yourself and keep moving forward, because one day out of nowhere you might receive something, but ultimately the advice is that as much as this didn't work out, work on your own stability, your own life, because this was hard for you too. I can see that. And this was very painful for you as well. On one hand, dealing with this, but also watching this person destroying themselves. So you focus on yourself, because you're strong, and you give yourself, because the way that you show up for other people, especially when you show up for yourself, is what they see, and it ultimately makes them want to show up for themselves the same way, if that makes sense. So what I see is that eventually this person will take the steps to seek help and work on their own healing. Again, whether this is from a distance, whatever happens afterwards, only time will tell. Maybe that will come up in a reading in the future. But again, don't hold on to that. Don't keep yourself stuck waiting for them. You keep building your life. You keep working on the things that you love, and if you do meet someone else that will show up for you the way that you deserve, then you just take that. Because I feel like even if it's not going to be with this person, one day when or however sooner or late this will be, one day once they do go through this healing, they will understand why you had to walk away. And I think they will reach out. This is what I feel, that they will reach out to let you know that they're grateful for you. And they might even apologize and acknowledge that, give you like a closure for how they treated you. But I feel it will come with that gratitude of, I understand why you had to leave, because I know you loved me, even though I loved you, but I know you had to do what was best for you. And if you haven't left, I would have never felt the need to address it, because I realized people leave me and I don't want to be alone forever. And this is what I feel. Whew, that's a heavy one. But I hope that this reading has helped you. I would appreciate it if this resonated, if you like, share, and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any future messages from me. And feel free to share in the comments how this has resonated. And also, if this is your message, I'm really sorry that you had to go through that. And I just want to tell you that, as much as you can love someone, it's the right thing to do to walk away, because you can't help someone if they don't want to be helped, and you need to protect yourself and do what is best for you. So I'm sending you hugs and lots of love, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.